I think one of the coolest ways I saw, your whole band described is just like kind of a ethereal, kind of magical like thing going through the cosmos in a spaceship in a David Lynch film. What was the whole idea behind starting this band? Because you were previously in other bands, you're from New
Mhm.
Zealand. Kind of give us the rundown of how you got this band going.
Yeah, so most of my bands here in the States were started by other people, and so like with Geigen, that was the first one I played with here. I was on bass, and I was mostly just like a sort of hired gun live session player. Did a lot of touring with them, and then after a couple of years, I was like, I need to get back to playing guitar, and one of the guys from Geigen started Orb Weaver, so I ended up, jumping onto that as well, and Um, so I was writing a little bit for Orb Weaver, like I would write, like my solos or like add some parts here and there, but it was mostly like their project. So after a certain point, I was like, I want to express my own voice, and I just need to sort of step away and take the time to figure that out. And I was actually back in New Zealand for I think maybe 3 months, like in the middle of winter, and so I wasn't, quite sure what I wanted to do at that point, but I would just go out to the beach and, just with a notebook and just kind of like write down ideas. And I was even thinking of having lyrics at that point. So, um, from that, I came up with a lot of the song titles and just like the general idea of
What
what
were
the
you
music.
writing down? Were you writing down like lyrics or actually like notating stuff, or what were you writing down?
Mostly like random phrases, some lyrics,
What do you mean by like
but
writing out like the actual music of the phrases?
oh no, no, like literally just like words, like no,
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
like music wasn't even coming into it at this point. It was more
Gotcha.
just like, um, yeah, because I think at that point in time, like I was pretty burnt out musically, and so I don't even think I touched my guitar while I was there. And if I did, I was actually like learning. I think I was like learning some like old jazz songs or stuff that was just like completely different from what I've been playing, So it was just kind of like this total reset. Um, but yeah, and then when I go back to the States, I picked up my guitar again and I started writing and was sort of piecing things together. And actually, I happened to have this gig in Miami where it was like this sort of like noise free improv thing. And I asked this drummer, Devin, to play with me. And so we just kind of like jammed on that and then had a lot of fun. Then I asked him to start, working on the pieces that I've been writing, and we put together a demo right before I moved to New York. So then I actually came up here with like something to give to people, um, and then those people end up being Kenny Grahalski and Trevor Dunn. So yeah, so one of the first shows up here, like we played "The Star Thinker is Obsolete," and then just kind of improvised for the rest of the set. Um, so this is turning into a really long story.
No, that's great.
um, yeah, so yeah, so we had that one gig, and then obviously, like they're both very busy people, and so Trevor was gone a lot. Like this was probably like 2018, pre-COVID times, and um, so Kenny and I were like we're like, okay, so Trevor's pretty busy. Like we should find another bass player, and I've been jamming with Matt Hollenberg a bit, like just the two of us playing guitar, and so we were out one night having drinks and talking about the bass player thing, and then he's just like, what, fuck it, I'll play bass. I've got bass six, and I was like, all right, let's do it. So
That's great.
yeah, it started coming together.
Hell